enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hey guys, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Minis. It's Friday, finally Friday. We only have like 2 weeks. It's just so few days until Adepticon. And I realized that I need to get my videos made for my Adepticon class. So today we're doing my metallic metals class. So if you're interested in seeing what you're going to learn at the class or what you could learn at the class if you took it, this is it. This is the one we're going to do. And it's Whip Friday, Work in Progress Friday. So do exclamation point whip trips. I believe there's an S on the end. Somebody do exclamation point whip trips in chat. And so hello, Trader Legions, Rumble, Jamie G, hello, Maharoon, our staff, Amberden. Lots of people in chat today. Hello. Fagora, hello. Yay. Perfect, signed up for your metallics class. So the reason why I'm making this video is because you paid money to go to that class. You're gonna get a miniature just like this from, oh my gosh, Conquest, the game Conquest. It's one of the minis from Conquest. Yeah, there we go, wait. How's the panic? Oh, Amberden, I'm sorry, I'm not allowing that in chat. Please don't. Please delete that if you can. We're not talking about that right now. So I want to let you guys know, I have had a very high anxiety couple days. As you know, it was like 2 days ago, I had a stream where my lighting was all goofed up. And, you know, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the news right now. And I don't want to talk about it in chat. I want to chill. I want to be relaxed. I do not want my anxiety to follow me here, because then we won't have stream. So if you could just not Amberden, I would love it. So there's the whip trip. There's the whip trip link. Everybody's posted that. And you can also post the auction link, because that is still going on. And that is going to be, we're going to do the auction on Monday, the exclamation point auction. If you want to see the minis that we painted, here I'm going to show you right now. Boop boop. See, I got my lighting sorted out much better. I'm going to have to do the my Discord link is out of date. I will get you another Discord link. Sorry about that. Every time I put a new one in, it seems to go out of date. So it looks like I need to give you guys an unexpiring date somehow. Hold on. Hold on. Where is the Discord? Perfect. There it is. Okay. Here is the correct link. Let's make this so that it does not expire. Expire after never. Go. Copy. All right, try this link. There we go, paste. And then somebody copy and paste it so that we can post it again. There we go. Let me try to put that link in my commands so we can just have it be forever. Give me 1 second. We'll fix this. Custom commands. Here we go, Discord, okay. Hold on, I gotta edit this. I'm gonna redo that, paste. Okay, there. I've updated the command. So now you can try it again, see if that link works. I think that will work. Happy Friday, Kat. Hello. So, anyway, the auction is for these awesome minis from Lion Tower. I've got several of these. I'm going to hold these where you can see them. We've got Monk, the Paladin, the Bard. Put these down. And the Barbarian, the Male Paladin, and the Witcher. These guys are all on auction. Just bid whatever you want. The person who, if something does not get bid on, the person with the highest overall bid on one single miniature will get all the extras. So those are the minis. I'm gonna do a quick focus here. Hold on 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna focus in on this. So you'll be able to see. I've got my camera over. Got everything except for the focus. So you might not be able to see. Sure. All right, now let's just check to make sure we get, there we go, perfect. So right about there. Of course, that means my paper will not be in focus, but we are going to work on this metallic metal. And as you can see, I've got my metallic metal nails. The true metallic metals is what we're gonna work on today. Hold on a second. Aw, McLeod just subscribed. That is a quick way to get me in a good mood. Thank you so much, McLeod. I really do appreciate that. Pun Expected also just resubscribed. Thank you, Pun Expected. And McLeod hello, good afternoon. For some reason, McLeod's thing did not show up. Hold on a second. All right. That's some hype. Yes, there's McLeod. M4CL 4D. Yay. Yay, Shoshie time. Exactly. All right, so get your mini, get your model. We're going to do a couple different things with this guy so that you'll be able to see how I do metallic gold in addition to metallic steel, silver, whatever. Okay? So I have it primed black, and the reason for that is I feel that metallics really shine best on a dark background. Now, on a gold background, you can also use a red or green dark color too. In fact, let's start out with our red for our gold, because I have some right here that I already painted his little loincloth with. So I'm going to go in here and start on my shoulder pad with this red base for my metallic gold. And if you ask me, why are you using red for a base, Shoshie? And it just basically, a lot of my techniques I get from the Italian Renaissance masters. And one of the things they did when they used to do the gold leaf over frames is they did red or green, depending on what effect they were going for. And the warm tone of the gold really looks good with the red, in my opinion. Okay. Now you don't have to use the red base, but I want to show you what happens when you do. Please ask questions. And the reason why I want you to ask questions is because I'm going to have people in class who are going to have questions, but they're going to forget to ask in class. And so if you're asking me questions, then this will remind me to just talk about it in class so that they won't forget to, they'll get the knowledge. Okay? So I'm just making this have a nice, smooth, even coat, if I can get it as even as possible. If not, then oh well. Right, and on the edges. Munis, hello. Interesting, you never based under metallics. You painted straight on top of the primer. Yes, you can do that as well. Bug King says, I'll never ask questions. Questions are for people who don't already know. Yes, you need to help me for those people who don't already know, Bug King. Be like, hey, Shoshie, so why do you do this thing? And because you already know, right? You do already know. So that means you can ask the questions for those who don't. Right? So funny. The Bug King. You will not be helpful. I shall be as unhelpful as possible. Okay. Watch that somehow, whether you like it or not, your unhelpfulness ends up being helpful, because that's the way today is going. The Bug King who subscribed, who just was helpful by subscribing, haha, got you already. Bug King is trying to be unhelpful and then subscribes. You fail at being unhelpful. The bug gets trouble. Difficult bugs. You fail again, yes. 32 months. First of all, let's give massive hype to Bug King. 32 months is insane. We're on a hype train right now. I don't know if you guys can see that. 94% toward our hype train goal to get some. So use a sub, a gift. So you can either sub, give subscriptions, or use bits to get us. We're 94% of the way. That means one person probably needs to throw some bits or throw a sub or resubscribe or something in order to get us to level 2, which I think we get some free emotes. I think. I'm not sure. I know I don't have all the free emotes yet, so bitte, please subscribe, please throw bits, anything. Because I would like some more. There we go. Holy shoot. Aw, Bug King, you're so awesome. He just gifted 5. We're 100%. 100% of our goal on the sub train. Hype. I love that. Aw, this is great. So, mad love to Bug King, and welcome Solitary Witch, Bin Panzered, Two Castless Studio, DE Dr. Owens, and Baron Von Uppercase. You guys all now have full use of all the level 1 emotes. So let's use some emotes in the chat. Almost clickbait. Almost caught Shoshie cursing. I know, right? I did not curse. So I'm going to write down these awesome new subscribers. We've got, whoops, the chat keeps moving on me. Solitary Witch. Love it. Bin Panzered. Two Castle Studio. Little did you know that you would be called out for lurking in chat by getting a gift sub. DE, Dr. Owens. I want to put a period after doctor, but there is none. Owens. And then Baron Von Uppercase. C-A-S-E. There we go. We got you all. Yay. Thank you so much. Pro Gamer Move. Yes, it is. It is Pro Gamer Move. For sure. We're 29% on level 3. Did anybody get any little emotes from chat? Good. Happy Friday, Kapaka. Guys, it's Whip Friday. So go click on the Discord link that Amberden just posted in chat. Put your whips, put your pictures of your pets, put your pictures of your hobbies, put anything that you want to show off and show and tell. Because we're going to do Whip Trips Friday toward the end of the stream. Toward the later half of the stream. I don't even know when the end's going to be yet. We've got our awesome model here. Emoted only drop once the hype train ends. Okay. Well, we're at level 3. That's awesome. Oh, cute cat. You've got some of the emotes. Those are so cute. All right. I'm ready. So, we just painted the base of this arm, the shoulder. Now, I like to do golds in a triad stage. So I'm going to show you my Shoshie-fied triad gold. And you can use a couple different things. This is not the right one. Where is it? Need dark bronze. Silver. Here it is. So there's a couple things I've got here. I'm going to show you some different possibilities. Oh, this is a good one. Color smoky ink. And just quick, I'm looking through to make sure I didn't. Oh, yes. So this game color makes some really nice metallics. Oh, bravo. Thank you so much. That's a great cheer. Which exact channel? Live Image Gallery. So it says up there, it says in a Live Image Gallery. Let's write this down so you guys have it here. Live Image, if I can spell right today, Image Gallery. You can't even see that. Oh, you had to have elbow surgery. I'm so sorry. All right, let me give this a shake. I'm going to look real quick on my wall of paint. I've got a wall of paint over here. I don't even know if you can see it. Hold on. You can't see it. Okay, it's on my wall of paint. But I have several different game color paints that I like to use for my metallics. They even here. One of them is Tinny Tin. I absolutely love. So I'm looking for that at the moment. You know, it might be in my, that's a good one. gold is almost gone. That's how much I use it. Here we go. There is bright bronze. And I don't see my tinny tin. That's the best one. That's the best one. So another one you can use is gold shadow. Nope, nope, nope. I think we're just gonna have to move along. I'm not seeing my color that I need. That is my loss. That's okay, we'll make it work with this bronze. So essentially, you're gonna need a brown metallic. That's what I like to use for my dark. We got the level, I got a level hype 2 emote. And we got some more bits. Thank you, McLeod. Here, I'll show you the emote that I just won. Thanks to Bug King and everybody who just gave bits and subs. Choo choo! Oh my God, that's so cute. It's a Bigfoot 4 emote. Oh, that's cute. Look at Hype Oni 3 and Hype Griffin 3. That's cool. Going to take advantage of Shoshie's advice today. I actually posted the last 2 things. Awesome. Yay, one is done, but I'd love your thoughts. I will definitely give you thoughts. We have really been enjoying Whip Trip Fridays lately. Really enjoying them. Oh, do you know what? I just bought new paint from Army Painter that I really like. If I can find that, I think it's over here. Nope, that's, damn. Hold on, I will find it. Army Painter makes a brown gold that's gorgeous. It's just, where did I put it? That's my only thing. I'm looking. I don't see it. All right, we're gonna move. We're gonna go with the bronze. That's the only one I can find at the second. The important thing is to get a brown metallic. That's what's most important. And so, all right, we're gonna do this. So we did our red base. We don't have to. And I'm gonna start in here. Ooh, see that already? Looks kind of good on top of that. And that actually could be a skosh darker. I could add a little bit of my smoky ink to it. I want that to be a little deeper. So the idea behind my golds is that I have sort of my triad of colors. So I've got my dark brown, kind of a coppery brown, and then my true gold. That's kind of my triad that I start with. And then the smoky ink, we can kind of mix in with my, ooh, I just mixed smoky ink in with my metallic brown to get an even darker. Really hoping to get your Doan Rocka finished. Yes, get that finished. I want to see it. Oops, stick on there. There we go. Oh yeah, that's so nice. So if a little red shows through, it's not the end of the world, because it's actually going to give some character to your metallics. And that's another reason why it's okay to keep it black. If you just want to paint it black like Amberden said, you can paint it straight on. Nothing bad. The underpainting is just going to add a little character, you know? And that's the thing about metals, is you want a little bit of realism. If you're doing true metallic metals, you might as well go for realism, right? And you can see just a little bit of that red in there, and that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. But like I said, you can also use the black. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like on his arm if we just use the black. Let's see. Let's find some. Yeah. See, it's fine. And then I'm kind of overbrushing it, so I'm catching that black. Do you see the difference? This is much darker, whereas I feel like this is a little warmer, because the difference is metallics are made with little particles of mica. And so whatever's painted under them is going to show through a little bit more, right? And that includes the black. It's going to make it darker. Right, so that is my first coat. And let's go ahead and do his whole side red, or not red, so his whole side goldish. I like that little train. That's awesome, Bug King. You got the little current hype train conductor. Bug King's a hype train conductor. Love it. You understand character. You're being a true kibitzer today, Bug. You're working on your judgment models as well. Awesome. I'm really excited to see people's judgment models at Adepticon. All right, so I'm going to go in with my red again here. And in places where I can like somehow leave the black, I'm going to leave the black. Now this whole leg, is that metal? I don't think it is. I think it's just his kneecap, and whatever's covering his thigh is metal. But I think he's actually got some kind of leather cover on his pin. That's the thing, is when you're painting a model, you have to look at everything. Paint everything the way it's supposed to be. And then he's got armor on his feet. And I'm kind of over rushing because I'm leaving some of that dark black in there and the very deep shadows. The reason why it's okay to leave the flat paint showing is because shadows don't reflect, right? There's no reflection in the metallic in the shadow. Let me find something metallic. Okay, so for instance, this is metallic, right? If I were to see how in this dark recess, there's not as much, here and now it has a dark recess, that is not, if you were to paint that, that would not be painted white or even metallic because it's a shadow. You'll be there to play with 2 or 3 painted ones? Oh, very cool. If there's a chance, I'll see if I can get my, I think I need to paint one more judgment model in order to play. Because I have 3, but I don't have much more than that. Or I have 3, but I only have 2 painted. All right, I really like the way this looks as opposed to this. Can you see the difference, how dark one is? So I'm gonna go ahead and go back over this so they match. If you want gritty, and sometimes you might want a gritty metal look, go ahead and leave it black. You know, if you want it to be a little brighter, a little, you know, shinier, then maybe use the red. It's gonna make a difference in how things look in the end. I'm gonna give it even coat here. Some of this, that is looking good. Now, I want to paint, I'm gonna go ahead and paint some of this red, and some of it is going to be silver in the end. Because I want my class to leave with a cool looking model regardless. Regardless? Yes. Okay. This is all the parts that I'm going to have be gold. We're starting with gold because I got a message from a certain streamer that I know. Feel free to out yourself. I won't out you unless you want me to out you. But a certain streamer wanted to know about metallic gold and is struggling. So I thought, well, we're going to do this metallic metals class online anyway. Let's start with some gold. Maybe this will help help them. All right, last but not least, okay, that doesn't have any continuation back here. I'll go ahead and make this gold as well, just for fun. Although it probably wouldn't actually be gold if it was his armor. All right, that's good. You have 4 with paint, but really only 2 complete for the judgment. Unexpected says, I'm not going to do the events. I don't know the game well enough. We'll play pickup games. That's what I'm the same way, Pun. So maybe we can play a pickup game together. What mini is this? This model is a, hold on, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go get the box. I'll be right back. I am back. This model's from the Steel Legion, 100 Kingdoms Steel Legion from Conquest, Last Argument of Kings. This is how they look. And I should have just copied the box, shouldn't I? Oh well, that's okay. This is very good reference material. Speaking of which, when you do metallics, it's really good to get a reference. But I'm giving you my recipe, so this is going to be a little different. I'm gonna bring references to the class. That's my goal. Fabius, Biles, 87. You're not super up on the game, but events are good for me to learn as well. But I'll still be doing pickup games and intros to help guns and them out. Oh, cool. Bug King says, I use pigment powders to shade my metallics. It cuts the luster pretty much 0. Yeah. Pigments into whatever shade color I'm using. That's a good idea. Penteca, hello. Pentateca, rather. Amber says, perfect timing for me. I just started a metallic gold paint job. I've done the initial gold base. I need to add shading and highlights. And by the way, I'm going to get out my gold dragon that you guys saw me do. Do you remember that? I did my gold dragon for the creature caster at one point. I'm going to get him, the Emperor Dragon, out, and I'm going to show you how we managed to make a gold dragon not look like a hood ornament, and that was a metallic gold dragon too. So if I can do that, I'm going to bring that and show people. It'll be at the, I think I'm going to enter it if I can get things in order in time. I'm going to enter it in the Resin Beast. I don't know yet. I'm not trying to win or anything, so don't get worried, because I'm pretty positive it will not win anything. It's just not that fancy. I didn't do much to anything. Not like everybody else is kind of going over the top with things, and I just was like, paint, add paint to it. That's about it. Can you see how there's can you see that? Hold on. In that crevice right there, that red is showing through, and that's good because it's going to help us convey the shadow of this dark brown gold here. Okay. This is a beginner's guide to true metallic, by the way. So I'm don't do that. This is beginner's guide to metallics. Blurp. Okay. Don't pay any attention to when I drop things. Is the burnt red base right? That's burnt red. Yes, burnt red. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this particular burnt red, but just a dark reddish color. You know, that's the best. But I like, this is actually the perfect color. So if you have those colors, just use that, right? Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit more smoky ink to my brown because I want it to be even darker than it is, because I like how deep this smoky ink makes it. Okay. Notice I'm leaving the crevices with some of that red. Not trying to cover every single piece of that red with this. If there's a little shadow color in there, that's fine. You can, if you really want to be fast and speed paint this, then you can even probably dry brush it a little bit with the gold, and it might actually have a more of a burnished look to it. See? Okay, and we're gonna get that, and then these pieces. A little bit overbrushed, and then that means you're just kind of taking this little side of your brush at an angle, kind of like this, and you're just kind of going like, if so, let's say these ridges are the model, you're kind of going over so that the dark crevices stay unpainted, right? That's what overbrushing is for me. And I'm overbrushing over some of the detail on the finer detail on some of this. So some of some of that will actually just be red, right? And only the highlights will remain gold. The more flat an area is, or the more where places where sunlight's going to hit it. See, that already is a dark bronze, and that already looks cool without anything else, right? Now let's say I'm going to show you just dark bronze. I'm going to use my smoky ink on my palette. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to just put my, and you can use it like an Agrexler shade or something else, as long as it's going to go in those crevices. And what I like about this, or the transparency even, what I like about this is smoky ink is essentially a transparent paint. You can also use the clear paints by Reaper, and it allows some of that metallic to shine through while still allowing the shadow color of the actual paint, the smoky ink. It is it's a burnt red base. Everybody should have Pro Acryl. If I were to paint silver armor but wanted it rusted, would I use the same background color? Good question, Darth Molinex. Probably not, because, I mean, you could, but I don't think it would. So rust is going to go wherever there's moisture, right? So if I put it everywhere, it will have more of a rusted effect. I'm just going to say no. I can't tell you exactly at the moment why, but I'll show you how to make a rusted effect once you get there with the steel. All right, so now I'm going in the shadow areas with my smoky ink. I'm going to use some of the transparent brown as well, because I think it's going to behave a little bit differently. It's very similar, but it's got a lot more red in it. Yeah, it's a lot more red. So watch what happens. Ooh, now that's a lot. So we're going to thin that out a little bit. Bug King says, for silver steel, I would use a blue or green as a background color and then wash in a red oxide. Yes, that's what I was kind of wanting to say, is that you want to do all your weathering and your patinas after the fact. Hold on a second. I'm going to adjust the brightness on this because I can't see much. Hold on. Please let me know if you know that I need to adjust anything for my lighting, because I just had a big issue with it. Let's try brightness. Try gain. Is that better? Can you see that a little better? Yeah, that's a lot better, I think. Gosh. All right, when we put it, if we do anything with white in it, it's going to really show. Okay. This is for gold, and I'm putting that brown into the crevices to increase my contrast. Right? And I'm putting it where I'm already seeing the shadows, kind of dark lining things. Right? That's looking good already. And over here. See, under that little grommet right there, and then down in here. And because this part of the kneecap right here is dark, I'm gonna blaze it down into that crevice just like that. A little of that, shade it down. That makes it good. That makes a big difference. A bit of this. Okay, so notice that mats, that like mats out that shadow and it makes it look darker. Another thing I'm going to do with gold is I'm going to use a little purple. A little purple. I like to use a little purple and a little blue. Purple is because, guess what? Purple is on the opposites of the color wheel as yellow, which is gold, right? So it'll look really good. And we have just a little bit, and I'm not gonna put a ton in, but look at how dark that looks up against that brown, and it almost reads as black, but it's not. Look at that. Just even that alone is starting to look pretty dang cool. And starting to pop even without our highlights yet. I'm gonna put that, all that purple underneath there because that's nice and dark there. I just shaded underneath those little grommets. What are they called? Spikes. There we go. I can mix a little bit of this purple with my brown to make a new color. Yeah, I'm shading down. And then, so there's not a sharp line, I kind of fanned it out. And you can use either one brush blending or two brush blending to fan that out, to feather that out. I like one brush blending because I am very lazy. See how that is already looking nice and deep colored? See how I feather this, but this bottom piece is catching a lot of light, so I don't want to add any shadow to that. And that I'm looking to see where the overhead light is causing my shadows and causing my my highlights, because you can use the overhead light to your advantage, or you can shine your phone light on things as well. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look at chat. Thank you for following Into the Pit. I like that name, Into the Pit. Okay, like I said, I mixed some of that brown and some of that purple together. I want to put that color into the recesses. There's a little scratch thing right here, so I'm going to put that purple there. Anywhere there's a deep shadow, anywhere there's like a need for a deep shadow, I'm going to put it there as well. The darker things are, or the less shiny things are, the more real things are going to look, actually. So I shade heavily before I even get to my highlights. Get around every little rivet. Every little line has its own thing. Even just this is starting to look good, right? Okay. All right, that's good. I need purple up here because it's missing. I'll put some in the little backbone area here. And why the heck not? We're going to go ahead and put some in some of the spots here around the edge of these little thingamabobs. Purple and brown. There we go. Get a nice dark shadow underneath things, especially. All right, are we ready? We're ready for the next. Now, as you're looking at the piece and you see how the overhead light is causing natural highlights. See how there is a natural highlight and you can actually see the transition. It's a very short transition here, and then it gets really bright, and then it transitions around, and then it kind of, and the same thing here. There's a really bright spot right here, and and I just painted on it, and I don't want that. That's all. So, next color that I'm going to use for my gold is going to be this bright bronze. You can also use, that's also bright bronze. They just have different colored caps. One is Game Air and one is not. So we're going to use the one that's not. Another thing, let's see, if I didn't want to use that bright bronze, I might use this copper. They're pretty close. They're pretty close. Copper is from the Pro Krill. Okay, we'll just use this. We'll use the Pro Krill. Since we're sponsored by Creature Caster, we will use their sponsored paint. I just want to show you that you don't have to use a specific brand to get the same effect. All right, now, remember what I talked about, how you can see that highlight? So we can go ahead and start layering this in exactly where our natural highlight already exists. Right? So on top of those sharp edges, there's always going to be nice hot highlight, right? And there's any edge is going to have a highlight. So go ahead and go back over your edges of things. See how that is already looking down here? There's a corner. And then this whole edge on the bottom, go around the edge. And this is, use the side of your brush. And the reason why it's called, I call it edge highlighting, is not only are you touching the edge of the brush, not the point of the brush, the edge of the brush to the edge of the model. And it will be so much more effective that way. Okay, now back here, more light is hitting the back. And I kind of try to picture, like my light right now is coming from a 2 o'clock, angle. That is how I'm painting on that layer of paint, is at a 2 o'clock angle. So everything is coming from a direction. Does anybody have any questions yet? Please ask if you have any. So from the top of this here, that gets, and then of course my edges, right? We got to get those edges. Same thing on the top of the fingers here. You're just doing that little bit of overbrushing to hit that. It's already looking like, so now it's starting to look like a dark copper armor. We're not quite to the gold stage yet. We'll get to the gold stage, but I'm just kind of showing you, you can create. Now, did you see that on that little grommet? I just did that top, but we also need to get the rest of that edge. All the edges. Get a little bit of a highlight here. Hold on. Just right there. And then this sharp edge on the whole part of that. This is very timely. I'm about to paint a bunch of European full plate knights in the next week. That's perfect. Maha says, I don't know if you saw my question a bit back, but how do you do lines of gold compared to large surfaces? Lines of gold. Can you describe that a little better for me? Do you mean like if I'm doing like on my finger, I'll show you. So like if I'm doing a line of gold, I'll start out with my brown, right? If it's a straight line, it doesn't have any kind of, like if it's on a cloak, is that what you mean? If it's on a cloak, let's say this is got, see how I bunched it up so my finger is bunched up? So I will only highlight the highlight. I'm going to look to see where that part, so that bit in the center, right, doesn't get that highlight because it is going down. So does that make sense? And then we'll do the next highlight after that. I'm going to let that dry and show you with the next highlight. With straw. Sort of like filigree. Okay, so let's find something I can do that on. All right, here's a good example. So this gal has quite a lot of folds in her robe, right? I'm going to start with, first of all, I'm going to start with my base, right? And I'm going to have that go in and out of the shadow, if I can do that. I'm going to freehand this straight line-ish. Okay, so this is going to be my fancy line here. All right, so I've got that. Now, I need to let that dry. I'm going to use this end of her robe here. Here's my dark brown, and I'm not going to do the center where that shadow is. I'm just going to do the top, right? Tops of all of the tops of all the highlights, right? Kind of smaller, but I leave some of that red. I'll let that dry. Now I go to my highlights, my copper, and in the middle of that, you have to get smaller and smaller each time, Maha. See how that's starting to work? See? It's 3D. Didn't put any in the center where that shadow is. Now I haven't gotten to my final highlight. That really pops. I really like that. Let's do that on the rest. See what you did? So if I was to highlight this part, I didn't go all the way down where the rest of that red is. And there's my copper. I'm going to keep that even higher, right? I didn't go all the way down to where that whole highlight is because I'm just highlighting where the highest highlight is. And this is my final highlight. This is the bright yellow gold. So you could stop and it'll be like copper. You can also stop and have it be bronze, but if you want to go that last, if I have any left in this bottle, hold on. There's definitely dried paint in this. Come on, schmutz. Wait. Oh my goodness. Don't you love it when I can see there's like all this dried paint in there. Come on, get out. Yes. Oh, that's satisfying, isn't it? It's like Dr. Pimple Popper, but with dried paint and far less gross. Ta-da! I've extracted the dried paint. I doubt that people would watch dried paint extractions. All right, last is the gold, and that's going to get an even smaller little highlight after I did that copper. And that's going to be up here. See that? Oh, you can't see that. Oh. Oh, does that look gold yet? I feel like I need to go here as well. She's fancy. Mark Goodwin, thank you so much for this, for the post. But you might end up going the way of the Chinese emperors if you chew too much. Yes, that's true, Dr. Mullinex. I mean, you can adjust. You can go the way of the emperors, or you can not. I mean, it's up to you. But anyway, that's how I would do it. Now let's show you on this, because we've got this started. Gold is my main highlight, right? Gold is my brightest. So I'm looking, where is the lamp showing the brightest spot? And I'm going to put that right there. That's where my brightest gold is, and going right in the middle of the copper. Copper is my transition color, so it's there for a transition, to transition, but the brightest spots need to be the gold. So anywhere there's a little hot spot, that's going to be gold. Gold, actually, when you look at the references, gold doesn't actually always go up to white as far as values. That's why I'm trying to make gold be my highest value so that it reads. And at this point, I can kind of overbrush until it looks right as well. Let's do edge highlighting with my gold as well. And again, over here, there's a little bit of hot spot right there, and definitely down here. Now, do you see how that instantly changes everything? The gold, it doesn't look like copper, and actually it might even look bronze. So we could go even higher value possibly. So right here, I'm going to try to overbrush a little bit more. Well, no, I'm not going to try to overbrush. This paint is being finicky for me a little bit. I think it's because it's almost out. And I'm going to paint those edges, any edges of metal, any sharp point, and any sharp edge gets a bright gold highlight. That makes sense? So it's starting to look gold, right? This whole bottom thing there. We already got the edge on that one. This particular paint is being a little finicky on me. Let me glaze it out just a little bit. So it's starting to read as gold, essentially. And also, let's see what happens when I take the side of my brush and I go over gold filigree on his camera here. Let those shadows stay in the shadows. Don't. Oh, J Ray, thank you so much. Amberton says, I think you started with the brightest gold as the base coat. Now you have to rebase with darker metallic. Or shade down, Amberton. That's the thing, is that this technique you can kind of go back and forth with till it looks right. You don't have to start with the dark and go light. You can start with light but shade down. That's what I like about this technique, is it's flexible, and you can as long as you're shading down and highlighting up at some point and getting all those different techniques. This is just one way of doing metallics. It's not the way, it's a way, and it's not even my only way. Like, I will paint metallic metals. This is my fast, easy, quick way, okay? I feel like this way is faster for me than highlighting, doing all of the light first, because I feel like I'm doing less work by painting from dark to light, and I'm a lazy person. So, you know, you don't have to do it this way. All right, watch what happens when we get into here. That gold. But it is already looking nice and like true metallic, right? Now, last step I have, and you don't have to go with this, but if you have a light gold, this was a good one. This is bright gold. It's brighter than this yellow. It's lighter. You can see it's lighter. Another thing you can do, if you have a white metallic, you can mix that with your current gold. It'll do the same thing. Basically, you're adding more mica to make a lighter gold. Oops, I need to shake that much more. Thanks for the host day, Ray. All right, let's do some more color. There we go. See, look at the difference. Ooh, that is bright. Can you see the difference between this gold and that gold? It's like a lot lighter. Here, I'll show you on my finger. So here's the first gold that we use. Oh, and we didn't even add this to my finger here. So remember how we were talking about the filigree? Yeah, that instantly changed it as I went over the copper, and now it's gold. Ooh. There we go. Leave that part's gonna stay dark. So this is the first gold, and then this is the highlight of that gold. And let's see the difference. One's a lot brighter. So this is going to make the armor look even more shiny. Okay. And again, I'm going to look to see where that bright hot spot is. I think I just got paint on my face. Where's that bright hot spot? In there. Boom. You're going to put that in there. And you can make it a little bigger the shinier you want things. Right? I may even add a bit of that. Yeah, it's starting to get shinier already. So, yeah, oh, I like that. That's making it into more of a new gold, whereas the other one is more of an old gold. It's looking really pretty. This particular gold is a lot finer pigment too. The Pro Krills are just awesome. There, I'm spicing that up. Okay, I'm overbrushing. Look at the difference between this gold and then this. It's dark and light. It's a little different. Let me check chat. I see a big long thing from Bug King. Will doing metallic medium work to brighten the gold? Yes, let's try that next. Let's show you what that looks like. Here's the metallic medium. Now this is gonna brighten it a lot if I just use it straight. If I want. I love that color so much. All right, now I need to adjust my contrast again. Model. Wanted everything to show up against that black. All right, hold on. I'm gonna adjust contrast real quick. All right, here we go. Anything? Hold on, brightness. Let's do gain down just a smidge. Okay, take a look. Looking like a metal. All right, let's try. See what happens. Hello, Nixon Minis. So, Bug King says you can also buy the heavy body artist acrylic metals. They have equal actual metallic flake in them. Tends to give you a smoother finish. I mix that in with a mica bearing paint as a final highlight to make sure it isn't sparkly. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know though, but here's the thing. The Pro Krills are so good. They definitely, you can't see the mica. They're so, look at this. When I put this final white bling, this is this final white bling that's gonna really make this look shiny gold, right? Put that where you want the brightest highlight, and it's gonna just see in the middle there. Isn't that crazy? That is amazing. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more here. Any of my sharp edges. I'm gonna get this metallic medium. Look at that. And if I put too much on, I might get more of a silvery look or a brand new gold. See, right on that final highlight right there, and down the center, then at kneecap. Everybody's talking now. Hi, love. Hello. Oh, I miss you too. Yeah, I think Bug King, since this is a more beginner metallics, I think that I would just tell people to just get mini paints for now. You know, master this first, then you can get into some of the other, you know, more expensive high-end stuff. Because if it's a high-end thing, I'd rather you save your money than get frustrated trying to do a higher end technique with expensive materials that maybe you didn't need to use right off the bat. Right, there's that, there's that. But that is a good idea. If you're used to doing metallic metals, by all means. Right, let's put the white in the center there, right down the center. And then on the sides of those edges, especially on the point of his boot. And then there's a little grommet here. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of white here and here and there. It is absolutely looking more glowing now, huh? I didn't even get this all the way done. Bead painted. Metallic. All right. A little bit of this bright white. Over there's going to be a little on just on the top for that bling. And that is how I do my golds, pretty much. Pretty shiny gold. Now, I'm going to just take a little bit of this gold back because I feel like this is really bright. Just going to put a little gold back over that white spot. Because some of it almost is too bright, right? It's too shiny for what I want him to look at. I can knock that down just a tiny bit with brushing that gold over that top. It also gives you a little bit more transition. But that's my gold. All right, now on the other side of him, we're gonna do silver, and it's almost the same, but we're gonna use some different colors. So I'm gonna start out with dark silver, and I've got silver, and I also have my metallic medium. And I have some other colors. Is that all done with Pro Acryl? No, you don't have to use Pro Acryl. We've used Game Color, we've used, I've used Reaper, but this is done with Pro Acryl, but you don't need to use it. But yes. I don't think I've ever let myself do beginner levels. Maha, what are you missing out then? Let me tell you something, guys. Do beginner levels. You can learn a lot from beginner shortcuts because you can always level them. You can always increase them. Don't shortcut yourself, right? Because you're gonna miss some blocks. There's a reason why beginners do certain things. It's because they're easy and they're fast. And for some things, those techniques are going to help you get your commissions done faster. They're going to help you teach better because you need to learn these beginner levels if you're gonna teach other people stuff. You have to let yourself do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to teach people how to do, easier techniques. Because everyone is going to come into these classes if you're going to teach. Maybe having different levels, you're not going to have everybody be at intermediate levels. So you're going to want to be able to give them an easy out-of-the-box technique so that they will feel good about themselves when they learn. Right? Maha doesn't do beginner. Maha, do beginner. Do beginner, Maha. For all those reasons I just described. And you know I'm right. All right, dark silver. Let's shake it. Maha is a fantastic painter, by the way. I can see why she doesn't do beginner. Yeah, you know. I can see why you don't do beginner techniques though, because you already have a grasp. But it is good. I'm just saying, do it anyway. All right, now I've got my silver, and I'm gonna keep the black as my base, right? And I'm gonna pretend like I'm highlighting the black with the silver. So I'm leaving some of that black. Again, this is another beginner technique because you want things to look hard edged, right? So having that black will prevent you from having to dark line everything later. So just pretend you're highlighting right now all of the hard edged things, right? So again, I'm looking to see where is the overhead light, and you can see where it's highlighting the black. That's where I'm going to put my silver. I'm going to leave a little bit of that black. Okay. Bohun is a world-class award-winning painter, and he does a lot of dry brushing, which a lot of people kind of turn their nose up at and consider a beginner technique. But I mean, obviously anybody can do a beginner technique at a really high level and be really successful at it. See how I'm overbrushing? So I'm leaving that little dark line of the metal there. Same thing. I probably would actually do better doing a little dry brushing, but I kind of already started in with this, so I'm not gonna. Gotta leave that little black in between each of those plates. And does he have? Yes, he does. He has some elbow armor here. By leaving that black, it's saving me a lot of time. And you can use blue, just like Bug King suggested. Or what did you say? What colors did you say you used, Bug King? It was a dark blue? Or I don't remember what color he said. It was some kind of blue. You know, even now, it's already starting to look like a dark metal, right? Right, the rest of that arm is not, and then this little guy right here. On. And there we go, yes. Still keeping. And you can also, you know, because of, you can see where I accidentally went over here with the red, and I can just cover that up. Keeping all my black, just overbrushing it. And since his arm is like laying over the metallic here, if I don't get every little spot, it's okay. Because that part's not going to be shiny anyway, right? Let's do the over. I'm taking the side of my brush and I'm brushing it kind of downward. The way the light is going to bounce on top of that metal. He's got a little face in there. I didn't even see it. And then this, oh, this was tricky. I'm just kind of overbrushing the side of that part right there. Bug King says, I love dry brushing. The important thing to think of dry brushing is very small areas, exactly. Not a 1/4 inch wide over everything. Right, unless you have a really big model. Agora says, I'd really love to take a class with you. Sadly, Germany is a long way to you. Agora, what part of Germany? I'm going to be in Germany in November. There's a tiny chance I could at least do something. I'm going to be in Nuremberg and near Fürth in the lower south side, near just north of München. Bohun uses a mix of dry brushing and stippling, correct. Now that I've started teaching a bit, it's a new level. I know, Maha, I love it. It is true. When you start, the more you start teaching, the more you start learning. It's really, really cool. Diomedes, hello. I've sent you a message on Facebook, Diomedes. I think you got it. Agora says, have you tried those metallics with pigments from Vallejo? Amberton says, I have a second painting class with Bohun next month, covering female skin. He has posted pictures of his test work on the bust he'll be using. Looks awesome. Well worth the 4 to 5 hour plus drive to get to Leeds. Yes. Yes. You try to stop by the Cadbury store while you're there, Amberton. It's kind of on the way, right? Maybe, kind of, sort of. It's in the Midlands. Or you could at least go to the Warhammer store. That's in the Midlands, too. Dr. Pandateca, let us know. I'd love to join, too. Oh, my gosh. Dr. Checking now? Good. Oh, you're behind. Okay. Yes. I don't know if you can, if my mic is still causing hissing noises, but I appreciate it. Yeah, Bohan is a great teacher, and he is a perfect example of somebody who kind of simplifies things so that everybody can kind of get it and still have a great result. Wouldn't you say, Amberden? All right, I'm getting in there with the, here we go. Oops. All right, so we make this whole, I'm overbrushing. Figura, did you tell me what part, what region? Are you anywhere in Bavaria? Because I'm gonna be in Bavaria. And maybe there's a tiny chance I can get my mom to go to Berlin. But if I go to Berlin, I'm only gonna be visiting my friend Lutz, because he just turned 82. And I want to make sure to visit him and get a nice, good visit. Here's the sword, by the way. I'm just giving this a nice, good, all the edges and stuff. And I will be the first to admit to you all that I am not the best at swords, but I'm going to give you the best example I can show you with the skills I have. Okay. So we make the other part of his, we should probably paint the other part of his gauntlet, right? I just didn't even think about that. Hold on. Let me finish this little bit down here as well. All right, last bit is this bit of sword over here. The other thing is the problem with coming to Germany is I have no way of organizing a space to paint. So if I'm going to be in somebody's area and you want me to come and even give like a little 1 or 2 hour lesson or something, you have to set up the space. All right, that looks awesome. Now, oop, I forgot this bit over here. No. See how I'm overbrushing that again? Leaving all my little dark spots. All right. Fagor says, Lower Saxony, northeast of Germany, but for class I would come to the south. Yeah, the problem is that I don't have a way to share the bidding link. Somebody do exclamation point auction. There we go. The problem is that I have no way of organizing a space to have the class. So I need an organizer to help me. One of these days I will get back to Germany and I will have a class, I promise. Also, the other thing is I'm still waiting on my Polish citizenship, so that once I have EU citizenship, I can teach anywhere in Europe without a visa. Right? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Everybody put in all the good vibes to make the citizenship go through if you want me to come to Europe without a visa. How's the bidding going? Pretty good. I think a lot of pieces have bids. Double check your bids, Diomedes, because there was 1 or 2 models that I had to shift in the order, and so make sure that you have a bid on the 2 models. I think you bid on 2 models that you just redo them just in case, even if it's the same amount. Bohan is somebody I'd love to take the class from also. Bug King says I'm doing scales. Black and white to nail down the values first. Then I'll be glazing over browns and tans. Nice. By the time you get your visa, it will be too late for us. Oh, I know, Amberden. It's already way too late. Yeah. Sadly, my European country decided they wanted to jump ship from UU. Yes. Ma has UK citizenship. Well, at least you have an alternate form of of something. You can at least teach in the UK, right, Maha? All right, I'm ready to paint the next step, which I'm going to use my silver, which I've got my Pro Acryls for. I'm going to give this a shake. Off a little piece of paint. Is everybody, let me ask you, are you all surprised at how relatively easy these are, this particular technique? All right, I've got my silver. And again, I'm looking at where the overhead light is, and that's where I'm going to put my silver on all the edges. I'm going to mix actually some of this dark silver with some of this light silver, so I have sort of a mid-tone. Notice that I did not paint down yet. That's much better. It's not quite as bright as the other silver. And I'm painting where the light is showing. And if I hold it at the same direction the entire time, I will have my directional light, because my overhead lamp is my sun. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, I'm not turning the model because I don't want to change direction. And this is where it gets a little tricky, because this area is very tiny down in here. I'm just doing a little overbrushing, especially on the top, because that's definitely going to have the highest amount of silver highlights. And we're just giving it like a zenithal highlight. Okay, let's see. So if the sun were, it would be, so if the sun were coming from, we've got to reverse it for this, so I'm going to turn it upside down. That's good. Now we'll have the correct highlights on the correct side. You just have to kind of imagine it, right? If that's not working, okay, I'll have to just remember, this is the direction, so now the sunlight is coming from the opposite way. I'll tilt it this way, that'll help. Yeah, that's much better. See how I get this edge right there? That's going to have a nice hot silver. Whew. That way. Good. I'm emphasizing my silver highlights on that one side. My dark silver. Sometimes you need to go back, fix. Yay! We get a follower. Monobanes. Hello, thank you for following. I'll deal with EU teaching when I get famous enough to worry about it. Yeah. You re-entered them? Oh, good, Diomede. Thank you. Good. Vigora says, when does anybody know a good teacher in Germany? Yes. Yes, I know a couple good teachers, and I know a good teacher in Austria as well. So Roman Lapat is one of the best teachers in the world. Roman, Lappat. If I get a chance to go to Augsburg, he lives in Augsburg. He is also known as Jarhead from Massive Voodoo. MassiveVoodoo.com. You can go there. Roman does private teaching and coaching, and he lives in Augsburg. He is probably one of the best teachers in the world, and he has a teaching background. There are 2 other people who teach in Vienna. What are their names? Bavarian, which he's on Twitch, and my friend Marcus. What was his last name? Brownie, Marcus Brownie, and he is. They're both in Vienna, so he's Demarcus's Miniatures. Marcus's Miniatures on Facebook. Miniature. I can't spell today. Blah, you know how to spell miniature. Hey, Creature Caster, we're doing medals with your medals. We're doing a whole, in fact, I'm going to be taking Creature Caster Metallics to my medal class at Adepticon. How are you doing? Jason, how's it going? So we're painting metallic metals right now, and I'm showing a relatively easy, yes. We love these metals. I love them so much. I really think that Creature Caster, and I'm going to say this without, even if I wasn't sponsored, I would say that they have some of the best metallics I've ever used. So that is saying a lot. This is terrible Gentastic all the way. Tell Jen I said hi. Whip Friday. Yes, don't forget. Today is Whip Trip Friday, so make sure that you get your models in. All right, I'm going to do silver again. This is the hot silver that I used before. This is just the plain silver, but we didn't water it down at all. And now we're going in and we're highlighting that mix we made. So first we made dark silver, then we had a kind of a mix between the two to make them like a mid-tone. And now we're using just the plain silver to go in and do our higher highlights because we want this to look more like a bright teal, right? Really like how that's coming out. Now, if I want to shade down, see, you really don't need to shade down so you've got that black in there. But let's say I want to. I've got some of the transparent purple here, and I've got some of that transparent brown. Let's see what happens when I go down in there. I can make it look a little bit more rusty if I put that transparent brown in there, and the transparent purple will give me another dimension to it of deepness, right? Oh, I love it. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to make suggestive sounds over metallics, but that is love. That is love right there. And I can also put that purple down on top of some of that black, and it will also look even more nice and deep. Oh, I really like that purple next to that gold. Purple is my favorite shadow color. If you haven't gotten the transparents from Creature Caster, get them. You really won't be disappointed. And just start playing around with them as shadows because they dry matte. Some of this in there. Look at that. See, and now I'm bringing back my contrast a little bit. I'm putting it everywhere. More contrast. More contrast on metals, the better. It looks like it's actual metal, doesn't it? Life is good. I'm doing good. Everyone except Bug King. Auction, is it possible to see a bigger, closer image? Did you try clicking on the picture, Dr. Pandeka? I did post some on Twitter. I posted 4 images on Twitter that you can take a look at. I'll post more today on Facebook, okay? We're gonna have to wait until the stream is done, so it might be really late. I'll post it so you'll be able to see it this weekend, though, for sure. See how that looks awesome. I'm really happy with that. Okay, a little bit of purple on the sword mixed with a little bit of this dark silver down here will give us our, I'm going to use a little bit of this brown as well. Just a little color right there for a shadow. Now, because the sword is shadowing, I'm putting more of that purple on that side of the armor, right? Grunge it up. Okay, in here, got some purple. I'm going to use a little brown too, because I feel like 2 colors sometimes better than 1. Ooh, I like that. See what I did? Kind of wiggle my brush around to give it another little layer of drop shadow there. The reason why the purple looks good is because the eyeballs love saturated shadows, and the Pro Acryl transparent paints are pure pigment, so they are very saturated, like an ink, except for they're a paint, so they even are in a way better than a paint because they're not going to dry shiny. Okay, a little bit of another thing you can do when you mix blue and the purple and the brown together. Let me show you what happens when you mix the blue and the brown together. This is green. Why is that not closing? Blue and brown make a crazy color that look. See, I got it again. Here. Blue and brown make a beautiful, almost like a Payne's gray. Watch this. I'm gonna take brown here on my palette, mix the blue in there. If it's too much blue, it'll go green and turquoisey. Now, if I've got just the right amount of brown, you get this deepish. Let me put more brown in there even. You get this beautiful, rich, dark color. And this is another good color to put on steel. Got a green tint to it right now. I need to add more brown to it. I love it. It's almost like grease, though. One of the things that you can get with that brown flash blue look, and I did this on my Titan model. It almost looks like grease, and it looks so good. See that? Covered up all my pretty purples, but that's okay. Getting grungier. The more grunged up you can get it, and then highlight. Okay. Let me feather that out a little bit with some of that mid-tone color. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now, can I tell Jason that I'm not talking to him anymore? Bugging, don't put me in the middle. Dr. Pandateca says, but then it's only selecting the model, red dot. Oh, okay. Check Twitter and Facebook this weekend. I'll put it up. And I'm going to post everything. Want a song? Lo-fi hip-hop. Yes, let's get some lo-fi hip-hop on. Hold on a second. We'll get that started. Love that you do that, Mark, because I like to play. I like to play my playlist. So, lo-fi hip-hop. Here we go. And also that lo-fi hip-hop is done by just a 20-year-old kid who lives here in town. And so you're really helping his dreams come true. All right, we're almost ready for the bright white. Watch what happens when we take the white metallic, the metal medium. This is for that ding, and this is, you're definitely going to put this carefully on the edge of things. And the more aged and the more dark the steel and the less shiny, the tinier the highlight, right? The hotter that hot spot. So I'm going to be very selective. Set on the edges first, and then look and see if I need it in other spots. But if I don't, then I'm not going to put it, because that's the highest highlight, right? That's my highest value. On the ends, see how hot that looks now? That's, I mean, the highlight, not the model. Right there on the edge. Probably need to redo this part on his back. Let me see. Let me get this part. Need to redo that all the way. There we go. Okay. Hot highlight the edges on the points. Yeah, that's a little pointy edge right here. Pointy edge, pointy edge. This is a flat edge, so that also gets a little highlight right here. Now notice that I'm stippling. I'm doing da 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 da, and that way you can make it look more aged and blended. And I can blend it in. Bug King says, looking forward to having a chat over a beer or 3 with Creature Caster. I thought you weren't talking to him. Some of the things you'd like to discuss. Okay. And then the edges again. That highest highlight. Does it look like metal? I think it does. Do another silver highlight along this part. That's the white metal medium. Ooh, there we go. Boom, boom. And come back here. Here's the white. See, look at this. He's looking very majestic and royal now, I think. But once you have it to this high level, then you can come back and paint in. Do this. Let's do this gold right here. See how I leave that black in the middle for contrast? Ooh, yes. Something for the hilt of the sword. All of it. And I did a kind of a downwards, so I leave some of that shadow with the black. I didn't use the red on the sword, but that's okay because it can be darker and grittier. Last bit, we got to do the legs of the model. brown. This is, again, I'm not using the red on this side, so it's going to look different than the other side. But it will look similar at least. And over brushing that foot. I got lazy. I should have used the red. That's okay. All right, I'm letting that dry a little bit. Need to look. I think I'm gonna make the edges of these sleeves also gold. Yep, that looks good to me. We might even just keep that dark color. Do a shortcut. Also, I'm just at this point, you want to pick out other little areas to separate things. Oh, you know what? I didn't do any highlights on this side. Can I turn up the music? I can. Do that 1 second. Hold on. Is that too loud? Tell me if it's too loud. I'm gonna start over. Play it again. Is that better, Bug King? Whip picks loaded. Good. Good. Okay. So as you can see, he's looking like true metal. I'm going to do a highlight of silver up here on the sword. As you're getting the idea, the light, where the light is hitting is where I'm putting those highlights. So there's a little line of highlight right here to use the side of my brush for, right? And same thing on this one. I get that bright, and then I'll just highlight. The rest will be dark because it's being held up. The sun is not hitting the other side of the sword. Even make this even darker. No, that's the wrong color. I put too much blue. Oh, that's okay. We can make it dark and then, like I said, highlight it a little bit later. Oh, I like that. Okay. Silver. Watch what. I'm going to do the gold again with the copper right here. And again, the copper over here and I'm looking to see where are the highlights. The highlights are very particular. I'm gonna overbrush that right there. Same thing with up here. And there. I'm going to overbrush the edges. This is the speed painted method right now. I'm doing super fast gold now. Because pretty much you saw, now notice I'm not going in there. And I don't need to go in there because there's very little highlights that are going to get caught. Now on this side, sure, on this foot, but not so much. And that is kind of like almost like a dry brush right there. It right there. Whatever that little symbol is, we'll do it on this side too. That works. Now the gold. I want this to look like gold, not copper. Just on the parts, highest highlights. See, now it's turning gold. But I needed that copper to be kind of my mid-tone. Forgot the glove, dang it. Now he's going to be even. And for kicks, I will give him the little top of his, not metallic. Obviously not, this part's not metallic. Same red that I used as the, on this, same red I used here and the same red that I used on as the base of that first gold. You can see there is a difference between this bright gold, because I haven't, number one, I haven't gotten my other highlights in here. So when I go in here with my lighter golds and I pull out that, it's going to change again. Right? And become more luminous. Luminous. You heard me say his name. I can summon you, Luminous. Luminous Luminous. Can I turn it? Oh, hello, Lovely's Rubbish Booty. How are you? We're painting metallic metals. This is going to be the same metallic metals course as I'm going to be teaching at Adepticon, pretty much. So if you're missing out on Adepticon, this is it. You can still take this class by watching this video or this VOD. Which is handy because we don't know yet, knock on wood, whether or not everything will go through. We're just gonna hope. All right, ooh, I like that. All right. I didn't do as much shading down. I didn't do as much on these other two, on this side as this. I really like this side. Let's do that final bright white highlight of the gold. I really think that makes a difference in pulling it all together. A little bit. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Last little piece here. I feel like that needs a highlight up on the top of that. Okay. And I guess if I were to finish this mini, I would just get some brown. We might as well, right? Let's use this mahogany. Mahogany. And that's going to be my base for the leather. He's got leather straps all over the place. And notice that I'm leaving that black, right? I want that black to stay there so that I have some kind of contrast. Same thing with overbrushing down here. Leave that black in the shadows. Also, if you want a teacher to come, there are some really good teachers in Europe that will come to you in Europe. Rogueland Studios and some of the other Polish painters are not as maybe expensive to try to have you come out. So that's another thing I just didn't think of. You live in Europe and you want to, the biggest thing, if you want to help get teachers, is organize a class for them. You know, tell them that you'll get the space, that, you know, all they got to do is come, and they have the place that they teach. They can stay with somebody, a host, and you will get a lot of European teachers that would be happy to make the time to come out and teach for you. But the problem that I've been told is that organizing the class is the hardest part for Europeans, because it's hard to get enough people to sign up. All right, last, I'm going to use a little bit of this mixed with my burgundy. This is yellow ochre. I love yellow ochre and burgundy mixed together. You get a nice brown. And then this yellow ochre is also, actually, I take that back. I lied. I'm going to use my leather recipe for burnt orange instead. Woo. We're going to use the burnt orange mixed with the burgundy to get a brown. Nice dark brown. Slowly losing your mind, painting your sister's battle canoness. Funny. All right, so this is the burgundy that I did for the leather, and I'm just gonna, again, highlight only where the light is hitting for the leather straps. See, that already looks good. We're doing just to do on the edge here. I use the light of the overhead to kind of see where I need to be. I like that already. Highlighting the apex of the model. And then lastly over here, does anybody have any cool plans for the weekend? Anybody do anything fun? Mike and I are going to go flying tomorrow. I'm not sure where yet, but we're just going to go fly around and have fun and that kind of stuff. All right, and then lastly, this ochre, I'm going to mix that with that brown color I just made to make a tannish color, and that is going to go as a final highlight on my leather here, only on the brightest parts. And if I want it to be more like an oiled leather, I can go more orange. Diomedes knows that you want it to be more flesh, almost not flesh, but like tan. And that'll give it more of a aged leather look, especially wherever things are getting bent and there's been movement. So this is a real quick painted little knight guy. I'm gonna leave him as is. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use some of this orange and highlight. Poo-poo. A little bit. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. Give it a little movement with that orange. You don't often see orange, but it brings out that gold, doesn't it? Let's take that off the base. We're gonna fix up with some black. This is the coal black. Now I'll be taking this model to my class and showing everybody in the class how to do this. And everybody will get some one-on-one teacher attention, because that's the whole point of taking a class, right? You can watch things on videos, but it's not the same as having somebody show you right in front of yourself. And if I want to keep futzing around, I can go in here with some of my shadow colors. This is the transparents, because that blue is going to really look good. with as a shadow with that orange. Yeah, that's already looking good. Cool. A little stick tack on the bottom. All right. Does anybody have any questions where we're at right here? Might take a little bit of red. Let's see what happens when we just took a little bit of Purell Red on that last bit. By the way, did anybody happen to see that I put some new plants in my gecko tank? I've got a spider plant, a button fern, and a peperomia. And I went ahead and I put the spider plant straight with the pot and everything into the earth, because spider plants like to be root bound. And so, and the other two, like the button fern, is going to need a little more moisture, and hopefully it will soak up more moisture from the pepperoni, because pepperoni is like a succulent. We'll see how those all get along together, but it is hopefully going to be better. You want to get out a gecko? I will try. We'll see what peppercorn is available. Let me first, before we do that, I will paint the highlights of this red. See if this looks any good. So far it's looking good. I like it. Just on the brightest part of the model, it's nice and bright red. I feel like I need more paint on my brush. There we go. Yes. We'll get out peppercorn, because I think Ginger Biscuit is once again in hiding mode. So if you've got this model at home, now you'll be able to paint the entire thing, even the cloth here. There we go. I love him. Does he look like he's metal? He's got a lot of gold. I like it. He has a little bit more gold than I would probably do if I were to do them all over again. But it doesn't matter, because I wanted to really show how to do the gold. But you can see it's really similar to the silver. Really, the only difference is which metals you use, right? All right, let's get out a gecko. You were gonna spend Ty? You get some gecko time though. Has she finished? Yeah, she finished shedding her skin a while back. Hey, Ledex. All right, I'm gonna get the gecko out. Hold on one second. If I can get out of my chair without taking a whole bunch of things down with me. These. All right, Ginger Biscuit is probably, no, she's not available. She is hiding. Peppercorn's right here. She looks happy. Peppercorn looks really happy that I redid the tank. She's all nice and moist and all humid. Is looking at everybody. She's cute. She's a cute girl. Hand covered in paint. Let me show you. She had 5 dubia roaches today. She ate a lot. And now that the tank is redone, there's the right amount of humidity, and I think that they are so much happier right at the moment. And I think they're gonna sleep good and not be so dry. You're just crawling everywhere, aren't you? Squish, squish. He's got such a squished tail. Oh, there we go. Blep. What a cutie, huh? How do I paint the stripes? Yeah. It is a African fat tail gecko, like Ledex. How's everyone about Adept? How's everyone feel? We're sorry, Matchstick. I don't really want to talk about that because we're trying not to be stressed out on the stream right now. Because I've been really high anxiety this week. Look at her. Cute. So, as much as I understand the want to be able to talk about it, I don't want to do it here. That's okay. Yeah, just thinking about all of that and the news is stressing me out a lot, unfortunately. Oh no, I forgot to fill up her water bowl. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do that right now before I forget. I have water in here that's already been treated for like dechlorinated. There's some dubia roaches in there that's get down there. Go. Perfect. Everybody is ready. The tank is perfect. All right. It is 4:30. Shall we do Whip Trip Friday? Guys, do exclamation point Whip Trips with an S on the end in the chat to be able to get the link to the gallery. So you're going to put all your images that you want to show off, all your pictures, and if you've got any pets you want to show off. Oh yeah, let's do a cat stretch. That's good. Let's do a quick stretch while we're at it since we're up. Oh my gosh, that feels nice. Cracked back. Stretch the muscles. Oh, good call, Rumble. My back thanks you. Somewhere I've got some water to hydrate with as well. Get a drink so you're not too thirsty before we do whip trips. Yes, show and tell or get CNC on your latest creative endeavor. Post your photos in the live image gallery of the Discord, and there's the link. And you don't have to post mini pictures. You can post any kind of pictures of any creative endeavor you have or anything you want to show off. It can be anything cool, you know? Yeah, within reason, right? Within the parameters of Twitch. I don't want to have anything not cool show up. Ah, that's good. All right, are we ready? Are we ready to do, everybody got things posted? Let's go. I'm gonna pull up things on my browser. Takes me a minute. And once we get things up, then I will start showing them off on my screen just in front of me here. Okay, live image gallery, there we go. Okay, I have to go to today. Saturday. Monday, Bug King today. All right, Bug King, that is so freaking cool. All right, we're gonna pull up Bug King's Instagram, which you will also be able to follow once we get that up. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm having some really big painter envy from Bug King's photos. That is pretty cool. Oh my god. Okay, bear with me while I pull these pictures. Oh, good. Okay. Two photos of Maha. Maha posted some awesome stuff. she's struggling with the gold lines. Well, I will help you with that. Hopefully this stream helped you, but I will also help you off stream. Link. Then we got Rumble. Right, I'm gonna just show those things and then we'll open up some more links in a minute here. Let's start with Bug King. Bug King says, are you cutting out in the audio? You are cutting out in the audio. That's probably because my mic got dragged. Is it better now? Can you hear me now? Am I cutting out? Test, test, test. Maharoon posted a new whip at the bottom from today's lesson. Okay, no, I'm not. All right, good. I get more stress than anything from my tech not working, and that happens all the time. So I will try. I was, now I'm not. Good. Good. Okay. Time for everybody to get. Okay, so let's take a look at Bug King. Tips. Do it. There we go. So I put this one on first because it's fantastic. Speaking of metallic metals, he's got lots of steel. Very pretty. Let's look closer. And he's weathered it some. Face. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. I see that now you're working on, you have not painted you've got a green undertone for the red, or is it going to stay green? I'm guessing that you haven't finished painting some of the legs. Although, I don't know, because it looks like it's all painted. Can't tell. So far, so good. It looks fantastic. Minimize this a little bit. There we go. So you can see the whole thing together. Love it. He's a giant centaur based on the scale of this bridge. Very huge. And it's based on the scale of the trees, too. But the Creepcraster models are big. Red is finished-ish. Okay, good. Yeah, the primer is green. Okay, good. Yeah, it is very cool. Mominus is tired. Aww. Okay. I'm going to show some more. This is another one from Bug King, and I love this. It almost looks like the tower in the Neverending Story, where the princess with no name lives. Neverending Story was one of my favorites. Loved it. So cool. It looks like it's made of bone. I would love to find out how was this constructed? What did you do? What is this? And everything about it. Tell us. It's from the Spires faction. It's for the Parabella game. It's for Parabella for Gamma. Spires. Oh, okay. That's very cool. And how did you construct it? And is it a model from the game? Very cool. Oh, Moonus is still working. Coming along wonderfully. Yes, it is definitely coming along. PVC core, wood slats to bulk it out, and then chicken wire and expanding foam. Yeah, what did you do? With plaster then over the top of that. Yeah, that's amazing. So cool. All right, shall we look at the next image? This is Maha's. Look at this detail. She's got so much going on here. Eyeballs, little creatures. Oh my God. I love it. And she's working on the gold lines. Where are the gold lines? Is that the bits that you're trying to do on the throne, or is that the lines on her outfit? And it looks like you're doing true metallic. It looks like everything is looking good, Maha. You're gonna have to point out to me specifically where you're having trouble. And that looks wrong or bad. Looks amazing, if anything. Awesome. Just crazy good. Face. Maha! No, wow is right. The throne backing. Okay, let's look at it. Look at it. Like back here. Okay. Yeah. So you'll want to push your shadows because look at how deep. Sorry. Look at how deep. So you can go in there with that dark purple and that dark brown or even a little black. You can go deep in there because that's deep shadow. And your higher highlights, you're gonna just follow again light. And any sharp edge, any edge is gonna have that brightness to it. But the trick is making everything else dark. Like back here on these little swirls, if that's gold and not wood, then you'll want to go in and shade all the recesses, and then mid-tones on not very much, because these are all kind of sharp, right? Sharp, 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 and then maybe here in the middle. Oops, sorry. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. This part here is kind of flat, so you can do that mid-tone in there. Pretty much everything that you did over here, do it the same over here, right? It's just going to be a pain and boring to painstakingly do it all, right? That is the only thing. It's just going to be time consuming and you're just going to have to push through it. But it looks like you're doing everything right. So I wouldn't stress, except for maybe it's boring to you. You might want to figure out a way to do just sections so that it doesn't overwhelm you. Because that is a lot of mini. There's a close-up of the awesome eyeball thing. So cool. Okay. This is Rumble. Rumble is coming along. I forgot, Rumble, did you have this finished last time we looked at it, or were you still in progress? This was his piece that he entered into Iron Skull. And I guess you entered this one as well? Wow. This is by Twisted Minis, is that right? And it's, oh my gosh, Archer, Sebastian Archer, is that right? Who sculpted this? He's from Australia, and this is one of his steampunk minis that he did. And then this is the final picture of everything with the bases, which kind of gives you perspective of how small this guy is. I have this guy. I haven't worked on him at all. Love the base with these cogs. Looks great. Stair steps. Perfect. You need to send that. You got to tag Sebastian. He's gonna love it. Mented games, right? That's right, Mented. Yeah, Maha says she's dying from the amount of fiddly details. I would too. That's why I didn't want to paint that model, because it's too much for me, and I know my temperament. I would never want to finish that. Oh, Bug King was telling us about his model. He said it's got a bunch of LEDs in it, and it's in a crate in Nevada. Holy crap! Yeah, 54 millimeter. That's how big the twisted middle is. Yeah, he's not a big model. All right, let's see. I'm gonna close that down. Those down now, and I'm gonna bring up a bunch more. We're gonna take a look at some more. If you have some, post them. ! Whip Trips. It's Whip Trip Friday, and we like to share our projects. We like to share anything that amuses us or we're into that you want anything creative. Anything. Let's see. Let me go back to and close down this. Lots of browsers. so many folders. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna open up some more. We've got Spear. Ah, I love it. This is a good example of Spear posted. Oh, is this a photograph or is this, you're gonna have to tell me, Spear, what this is. Or a digital drawing that you've done? It's a digital drawing. I'm impressed. Really impressed. Fun. All right, Mark has, Amberden marked copper blank. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys this. So Amberden went to a workshop where he did some metal smithing and worked on some copper. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna open these links. Amberden's bowl. He made a bowl. And then he also did some kind of shield as well. That's awesome. One of the things I love, Amberden is constantly expanding he's not just doing just mini painting, he's doing all kinds of other artistic projects, which, whether you know it or not, will help increase your mini painting and increase your creativity in general. So you cannot go wrong by taking other art classes. Okay, I've got a bunch. Let's open up Spear. I'm gonna have you guys take a look. Oh, it's a photo. Okay, oh my gosh. All right, this is Spear's photo. It's like, is that the surface of the moon? That is amazing. So cool. And how is it a work in progress? What do you have left to do on it? It's good. It's got great contrast. I knew exactly what it was. Gorgeous. I kind of I'm noticing the little edges of the, like almost like the photograph is torn. I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just where craters are. But it adds something cool to the photo for sure. Nice. All right, so this is a really good example of how you don't have to just post your minis. You can post other things. In fact, we love to see other things. Speaking of other things, Amberden's bowl. And so he's kind of got these concentric circles. Let me read what he's got written about this. Hold on a second. I'll go back to the Discord and read some of his stuff to you. So he says here, hammering to shape in progress. So needs regular heating to red hot and then quenching in water to make the copper malleable. This is the opposite effect to working with iron and steel, where heating then quenching hardens the metal. Right, and so not only that, but I'm guessing you're beating the metal on here. We're going to show you what he's doing here. I'm going to show you the next picture. So see that, what is that called? This is like this rounded thing. He puts the metal over that, and then you hammer into the different concentric circles that he has over here, so you can see kind of an even amount, right? So you have to do it evenly. I've done this before because I took a metalsmithing class in college, and we did metalsmithing and jewelry. We had to make some kind of bowl or ring or something like that. And it was really satisfying, but I was also, the quenching and everything on the patinas, everything for me was so slow. Mandrel, thank you, Amberden. That's the word. Is so. Let me go back to that picture with the mandrel. So this silver thing, you put the metal over the mandrel, and then you hammer against it, right? So he's got his hammer on the other side here, and the C-clamp holding the mandrel. And it's very noisy. I remember that. So then he says, finished bowl. So let's see. Let's show the finished bowl here. Here we go. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And he got a little leaf here. This is gorgeous. So here. Finished bowl polished with a mix of salt as an abrasive and vinegar, and then coated in museum grade wax to slow down the oxidization. This looks like something where I can set up myself up with the tools and do this at home. You could, as long as you don't live in an apartment where the neighbors are going to hear you noisily banging on metal, right? Bug King says you really don't have to do it evenly as long as you get the malleability into the piece. That's true. My sound keeps dropping out? Oh no, I'm sorry guys. I bet you it has to do with when I'm switching. We'll try not to move around too much so that my sound doesn't drop out. At least you weren't using an air hammer. Those things are loud. Very noisy with 4 people working in a converted metal shipping container. Yes. Rumble just started. The local astronomy club has an astrophotography section. Some of their stuff is amazing. Ooh, that sounds so cool, Spear. I want to know more about your astrophotography club, section in the future. Metal hammer for the most of it. Yes. Okay, so let's look at the next photo. This is also by Amberden, and he's got his stencil over the top of his, is this plaster? And I guess he uses some kinds of transfer that I'm guessing where you make, maybe one side of it is like black with tracing paper maybe. I'm not sure how you did this, but you can go ahead and explain if you want. So yes, I was exactly right. This is like graphite paper right here. And you put that, and then he traced over it to get the imprint, right? So he traced it. And then it looks like he's carved it out to make a stamp. I'm not sure, or a mold, some kind of print. You can make a printmaking, I'm guessing. Sandstone transferred using old-fashioned carbon paper. Carbon paper, yes. Graphite paper, carbon paper, yes. Bug King says, I did the leaves and rose petals on the copper rose I made with an air hammer. So much faster than the manual hammer, but damn loud. I've never heard an air hammer. That sounds like it would be a lot faster. This is another painting that Amberden has done. And I remember, I think you had done this part before, but you hadn't done this corner. This is beautiful, Amberden. I love it. It has Bob Ross vibes a little bit. Lovely. And these are from Mark Goodwin. Still working on haunts. You're getting a lot done, aren't you, Mark? I love the medals. Look at the medals. Mark is taking notes. Learning so much. Oh, I love it. More haunts. Okay, I'm gonna pull up some more pictures. That's all. I didn't have all of Mark's pictures up, so that might make my mic cut out a little bit. Stone carving. Carbon is damn hard to find these days. Nobody uses it anymore, do they? Typists. I remember that. You can get it at art supply stores, but it's not easily found, just like you said. Okay, closing these windows down. We are going, I wonder if it has something to do with having so many windows open that my sound is cutting out. All right, I'm gonna open up one more picture of Mark's haunts. And then we've got some more photos from Amberden. Oh, cool. Snapshot from a kinetic table. Cool. You guys have some amazing stuff today. Here's some more stuff from Mark. Oh, I love it. Mark, you're getting so good at faces. You're doing such a good job. Amberden. There we go. And then, ooh, okay, so then Maha posted a final picture of her some guidance on the screen. Rubbish has a model here. Rubbish, are you still here? Oh, and we got more updates during the stream. Awesome. Okay, got everybody. Let me know if you hear rubbish. All right, this is Bug King. We're gonna go backwards a little bit. This is the updated leg that Bug King painted while we were on stream. Now before picture was mostly this green primer, and so I'm really impressed that he got so much done. Love it. That took some time to do all the little highlights on these scales. And the striping, lovely. Did you do any of this spine? It looks like you might have started the spine. Good job. Let's go back over here to Mark Goodwin. Ooh, I like this rusty kind of effect. Mark, if I were you, if you want, I would paint using a dark silver on each one of these little rivets. Just give it a little ding. I think that would look really cool against this brown rusty metal. And especially like right here on the top part of the chain too. You don't have to though. This is Amberden's Sisyphus, what did he call this? Sisyphus something. Snapshot from my kinetic Sisyphus table, and I don't know what a Sisyphus table is, so you're gonna have to explain to us. Rumble says, I need to get going, go to sleep. All right, thanks Rumble, have a good night. Rubbish is here, he's lurking. Okay, we're gonna show your piece off, Rubbish. Amberden says, ball bearings in constant motion, drawing patterns in sand with color changing lights. That is really cool. That is really cool. Now that I know what it is, there's the ball bearing in the middle. Oh, cool. That is very neat. There's my Mark Goodwin. I love it. And look at this. Mark really are nailing it with the faces and getting better and better each time I see one painted. And that's what I really want to challenge you to keep trying to paint them to that level and higher every time. This is Amberden's. Was it wizard face? Ooh. Like that. This might need a little blending. But I can see the wrinkles. Like when I squint my eyes, it's starting to look good. It needs a little bit of blending. Cool. And I like this board that you've got drilled with the dowel rod holes. That is smart. I need something like that. This is the work that, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just time consuming. Maha, you're doing great. It looks beautiful. I think I see the difference here. I've gone in deep with these shadows and it's made a huge difference, isn't it? It really makes that gold pop, doesn't it? And you can even do that a little bit down here, maybe a little dark lining under her necklace just to make that pop just a smidge. And like in between her wrist and this it's just so, I mean, this is one of those models that you're just going to be working on it for a long time. Just take it slow and or take it fast, whichever. But just try not to get too burnt out on her because you'll just need to section things off to feel like you're accomplishing things. This is Rubbish. And Rubbish, did you do this while we were streaming? Look at these metals. Beautiful. That gold is gorgeous. Definitely did the dark shading like I'm telling everybody about. Highlights. Gorgeous. Really, really, really lovely, Rubbish. I can't wait to see her done. This. Lovely. Good job. And we're back to Bug King, and I think that's it. See here. Rubbish has been working on and off for the last few days. Very, very nice. Yeah, everybody give yourself a little pat because you guys all did great. And I think this was a good stream. I had a lot of anxiety today. I was very worried about being able to have a good stream, and you guys all made it really nice for me. Fridays, it's funny because I always have a motivation problem on Fridays for streaming, and putting Whip Friday makes it so nice because I know I can sit back and just look at your beautiful work. And then we can all share and get ideas. Aw, thank you, Maha. You said that I did awesome. Let's look for somebody to host. Yeah, thank you for showing. We're gonna switch gears here in a second. I want you to stick around while we look for someone to raid and host. All right, hold on 1 second here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna check who is. Let me close all these little windows down. So let's see who is available to raid. Jacob Jansen. We got. Let's do Studio J. I love it. We haven't raided Studio J in a minute. He might be ending soon, but he's worth it. Oh wait, he's too late. I already rated him. We're gonna watch him play some games. Give Studio J a shout out. Tell him mad love from Shoshie's. And I will see you again Monday. Don't forget the auction is Monday, and that's when we're gonna find out who won the models that we did from Lion Tower. So I will see you guys. Bye bye. Punch that raid button. Punch it, punch it, punch it. All right, guys, I will see you.